What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and this is it. Episode 50 of the Arizona Cardinals Madden 24 franchise mode, the series finale. And if this episode's a little bit shorter, it's probably because our playoff run didn't go particularly the way we wanted it to. We are on a 37-0 run, trying to make it 40-0. Back-to-back undefeated seasons. The most dominant franchise mode I've ever done in the history of my channel. Arguably the most dominant franchise mode in YouTube history on the all Madden difficulty. Yeah, maybe there's some people that might play, some kids that might play on like Pro or something like that and win by 100 points every game. But given the context and the rules and restrictions that we've played on, I think we have built an all-time tight squad. A team that, like, you know, you look back over the years of the main channel franchise modes, right? Carolina, Philly, the Raiders, going all the way back, hell, even to the Toronto Huskies. I don't think we've ever had a team this good. And I didn't think we'd do it with, like, Kyler Murray still here. Like, look at the original players that are still... Yes, we've drafted incredibly well. That is the tail of the tape of this franchise, of this entirety, is how well we've drafted. We've drafted a 98, a 91, a 99, 87, 86, 81 on the offense. On the defensive side, oh, we've just drafted a 90 X Factor, 82 human-animal hybrid, 83, 98, and we've developed pretty much everybody. Ujulari's developed, Marco Wilson, Garrett Williams, Owen Papo, Zaven Collins. We've traded, aggressively traded and signed and developed players. We have not signed a bust. Milton Williams signed him, he's thriving. Grant Delpit signed him, he is thriving on the offensive side of the ball. You know, same kind of deal. Guys that are here, Hollywood Brown, maybe a little inconsistent, but generally thrived. Kyler Murray, we've got him an MVP. Rondale Moore has been a big-time player. We traded for Kevin Dotson. He's thrived here. First-round pick when we started this whole thing. Paris Johnson has thrived and grown and developed. And it all comes down. How we even crushed special teams by getting the best kicker in the NFL. This is a work of art, but it all will be for naught if we can't finish the story and make it 2 undefeated seasons back-to-back. All 50 episodes mean nothing if we can't finish the story. So in the first round of the playoffs, we're going to play the moments here at home against the Eagles, who gave us our toughest matchup the entire regular season. They were the closest team to making this season a 16-1 season and not a 17-0. They have a borderline top 5 offense with a top 5 rushing offense. Their defense is borderline top 5 with a top 5 rushing defense. How have we been able to accomplish a 17-0? Yeah, there's been some good passes and some great play by Kyler Murray, furnishing what has generally been the most consistent aspect of our offense, which is our rushing offense. As you can see, we have a top 10 passing offense, but our rushing offense is number 2. So it's going to be kind of strength versus strength. Who's going to be the hammer? Who's going to be the nail? The Cardinals rush offense with Rosie Bonds, or is it going to be the Eagles run defense with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter taking this game over? For the strategy, we got to figure out how to stop Jalen Hurts, and he likes the dink and dunks. He also likes to tuck and run. I remember the last time we played them, he was a pain in the ass to try and contain. He just felt like he got a lot of those instant throws off, and if he wasn't getting the instant throws off and had to wait a second, he would tuck and run, and that was highly effective. So we got to try and do our best to take away the short passes. How we want to attack him, I think we just give it right back at him. You're going to dink and dunk on us? Well, we're going to dink and dunk on you. And to keep things fair, we always keep the injuries on for our weekly training so that some of these teams might get a chance in hell of defeating us if we pick up a surprise injury. And looking at the defensive side of the ball, all of our starters ready to rock and roll. On the offensive side of the ball, Rondale Moore is going to be out. So we're going to be down our starting slot wide receiver. Maybe that's, you know, enough of a win for the Eagles to think they have a chance. But in reality, there's no chance. Let's go at home against it is the Eagles. Tough opponent, but let's be honest. First round of the playoffs, this is where you really want to see the team handle business. Get going with some good momentum. So when it comes time to the crunch time, say in the NFC Championship game, in the Super Bowl, we are ready and prepared. And our defense not showing up whatsoever. We get an instant touchdown to start the second half. We punch it in and go up 3 here in the third. Come on, boys! Finish what we started. Get this. Oh, we're going to settle for a field goal. Go up 6. Philly gets the touchdown. 1st and 10. 3rd and 4. 1st and 10. touchdown to the good guys, and a 2-point conversion. Let's see if we can help them out here. 1st and 10, 57 seconds remaining. Clock is rolling. Eagles not using their timeouts. Really is a mother effer of an offensive line. But I think this is one of those ones we just keep them in front of us. They have to score and, make the point. Oh my God, they just go back-to-back, same place to a wide-open Dallas Goedert. You got cooked there. Not my finest work, but we get this first stop at overtime, and we kick the field goal to continue this journey in OT. That's why you get... It's not a field goal, it's a touchdown, a walk-off tutty. I thought it was a field goal. I think Kyler Murray, with that celebration, he did something bad. Him and Jalen Hurts, they go back a long ways. Holy, we need to get a recap of how, I'm going to guess, Roosevelt Bonds, probably a long touchdown. Anytime you see anything like Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts went head-to-head, but it is 320 yards. 3 tuds for Kyler Murray. So it started Hurts there. We kicked the 51-yard field goal. Hurts with the dual threat, 14-yard tutty to Hollywood Brown. DeAndre Swift scores. We get a 74-yard punt return. The special teamers, we get the fullback dive by James Conner. Field goal, Devontae Smith, Hollywood Brown, Dallas Goedert. And overtime, it's D'Angelo Hamlin. He is the wide receiver that we traded for late, right at the deadline with the New Orleans Saints. We sent them Boogie Basham because we had this idea that we could move Milton Williams from defensive tackle to defensive end. And Boogie Basham became surplus requirement. And then we traded him. And then B.J. Ojolari got hurt. And then we're like, oh, great. Now our edge rush depth is being tested. Why did we make that trade? It made no sense. We made that trade, honestly, just almost like make a trade. To have something, try to freshen it up. And here we go. He's done nothing all year, but in overtime to send us to the NFC Championship game. 45 yards. Let's go. What a shootout. Defense needs to play a lot better than that if we have any aspirations of going on. Not only winning the championship, but winning another Super Bowl. And we're not going to get a better playoff run to kind of cap this thing off. Both teams, I'll say this, our toughest opponents we've had this whole franchise, this whole series in the NFC, the Eagles and the Panthers have been the biggest pains in the ass. No one in the West, 49ers, Rams. I think Seahawks, I guess if I'm saying one team in the division that's given us the most trouble has been Seattle, who are coming on a 1-win season. They're down bad a little bit. But Philly's always been very tough. But our number one rivals, and it couldn't have worked out any better, it's our franchise from last year's Madden, the Carolina Panthers. They have been, and Bryce Young has been ridiculous. Look at that, 42 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. He's been an absolute monster. And they're good, with all due respect. But when you look at the overalls, 88 offense, really good, especially for a computer-built team. 92 offense, we're better. They have an 83 defense. We have a 93 defense. They're an 85 overall. We're a 92 overall. If we come out and play Cardinal football, there is no chance in hell that this team is going to be able to contend us. But if our defense comes out and plays like they played last week against the Eagles, there is more than enough offensive firepower led by Bryce Young that they can put up, like they'll be able to trade. We score a touchdown, they score a touchdown. So on the offensive side of the ball, it's another injury for Rondale Moore. Unreal. He just doesn't want to play in the play. He got someone paid him money to sit out the playoffs. He's the only guy that's been hurt. Back-to-back games, big-time playmaker for us. But hell, that's probably why Hamlin caught that walk-off touchdown in overtime. He's the guy that bumps up the depth chart there a little bit to come in and try to help this team. But we are now... Kevin Bacon, Shaq Thornton starting centers get upgrade. We are now 38. 38-0. It feels like we're 48-0, but we are now 38-0, trying to make it 39. And the team that stands in our way, of making it to back-to-back Super Bowls. Looking at the bracket, I assume it's probably Kansas City. Oh, the Chiefs lost! That is huge. The one to the other side is the Jaguars. Let me just quickly see, at least from the quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett, Mahomes. So Kenny Pickett just outdueled Patrick Mahomes. Actually, it's probably the run game. Najee? Yeah, Najee Harris went off. So it's more so Najee Harris and the old school Pittsburgh Steelers. You look at the Jags, I imagine this is Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he crushed it, outdueling Josh Allen. I mean, I got no connection to these teams in the AFC side. And I truly, I mean, they're the 1 seed, so I don't think this might be a little bit disrespectful, but it's one of those years where I truly do think, like, the NFC Championship game, that's almost the Super Bowl. The best team is coming from the NFC side of the bracket, and if this thing was wide open, I bet you the Panthers beat the Jags. I bet you the Panthers dog-walk the Steelers, so the pressure is on. Let's go. All right, we're going to play the moments yet again at home, and hopefully give everyone a full badass Super Bowl experience. Well, let's see what we can do here. Handle business against Carolina. It looks like, I mean, both these teams' defenses are playing particularly well. We get a turnover, and the first touchdown of the game goes to the good guys. We hold the Panthers to a field goal on their opening drive. They hold us to a field goal on the ensuing drive. It is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be which offense can find some consistency here in the fourth. And we have to settle for back-to-back field goals. Not good enough, but our defense is absolutely suffocating. We give them a late score, but it is too little, too late. Looking at the bottom of the ticker, Kenny Pickett has got the Steelers. And again, it looks more so like it's Najee Harris there, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is ugly. That is close. I'm almost glad I didn't have to sit through and play that game. I would have been very frustrated if they told me that at the end of the day, even if I was controlling it, 13-10 would be the final score. But in the battle of this AFC, NFC, you know, who is truly the best? I don't... Hyping this up as the 2 best teams from the NFC, really being the 2 best teams in the NFL. Maybe that's true, but that is pretty much a boring game. We wouldn't want to see that in a Super Bowl. Hopefully we get a little bit more action from the Pittsburgh Steelers and Kenny Pickett. Looking at the stat line, I mean, maybe the big story of this game is the interception that we forced on Bryce Young. 71 yards and a touchdown for Roosevelt Bonds, who's arguably been the best running back in the league since he's been in the league. Not much of a passing offense. Kudos to the defense on the Carolina Panthers. We got some TFL, Zaven Collins and Alex Jones, the human-animal hybrid. Ojulari is back, and he got a sack. Same with Braylon Duvall. A big interception from the starting slot corner, Garrett Williams. And just like that, 39-0, and the Cardinals back-to-back NFC champions, going back-to-back to the Super Bowl. Followed from the championship game, got a couple upgrades for some homegrown players. We're going to go Kenny Hodges, and with the boost, bring him up to a 90. Now, that's actually insane to spend 1 point in man coverage, and you get all of that. That's pretty cool. And then we got maybe the biggest developmental player from the roster. Started as like a 65, 66 normal dev. Stands before you with the boost, a 92 star. What a beast. What a journey Owen Papo's had in this series. Now, before we get to Super Bowl Media Day and focus our attention on the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think it's an important moment right now. We've looked back at our regular season stats, but we haven't really had a moment to sit back and appreciate what we've been able to accomplish through 50 episodes. So let's take a look at the career stats and where our fellas are at. I mean, obviously we have Clayton Tune, who early on in this series had to step up, had to make some plays for us, developmental rookie quarterback at the time. We got 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 picks. And I mean, for what his limitations were, I think he did a great job as our backup quarterback through. Kyler Murray has obviously turned it around. In real life, still question marks whether or not Kyler Murray is going to be that guy. But in this series, he's absolutely established himself as a top 10 quarterback, probably closer to 5 than he is number 10. We got 30,000 yards passing, 244 touchdowns to 86 picks, and I am proud that on All Madden, it started out like All Madden. Me every year on All Madden. We're throwing 15 to 20 interceptions, and then we've been able the last 2 years to really hone it in with Kyler Murray and protect the football. And for that, I am proud. Kyler Murray is also our leading rusher. And you got to remember, year 1, I think we all got to flash back to that. Our first season, Kyler Murray missed, obviously, due to injury. We ended up coming in. He went 25 touchdowns, 15 picks. See, the interceptions were high. Year 1 and year 2 of this franchise. But remember running the ball? We did that. We got 1,300 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. We averaged $105 a game with Kyler Murray. And then we had to tone that down. We're just playing with fire here. You know, we are in for the long haul. This might go 4 years. This might go 5 years. And if we keep running the way that we were running with Kyler Murray, bad things were going to happen. But I still think you combine the stats for Kyler Murray. He's around 35,000 yards total. We're at, over 250 total touchdowns. He's carved out a nice career for himself. An MVP, a Super Bowl. You get one more Super Bowl, you're probably talking Kyler Murray lock for the Hall of Fame. Roosevelt Bonds in 2 full seasons as a starter. 4,400 yards, 48 touchdowns. And he's missed some time due to injury. He stepped up to make some plays. We have James Conner, obviously did a lot of that more with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A little bit of a revenge game for him here in the Super Bowl. Calvin Austin, the weapon, converted him from a wide receiver in a trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he has thrived in his new running back role. 2,300 yards, 23 touchdowns. We also had for a minute there, Rondale Moore was a running back during the running back strike. As far as receivers, we have 400 catches for Hollywood Brown, 6,700 yards, 54 touchdowns. Well, the consistency has never really been there for Hollywood Brown in this series. When we need him to make a big play, he's been able to go out and make a big play, even though he's missed both games here in the playoffs. Hopefully we get Rondale Moore through practice this week, because he's been a big-time player for us. 4,400 yards, 30 touchdowns. Archibald stepped up. Superstar wide receiver, drafted out the gate out of Oregon. 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns in 2 seasons. Obviously, everyone else kind of has filled in a role here, but I still think the biggest story of our offense is Marcus House. The man that you guys said, C4, you have to find a way to trade up in the draft to go get this guy. I wasn't going to. I was going to stand put, grab our corner, who ended up being a star dev corner at first pick overall. Didn't age particularly well at that time. And you guys said, you have to go get this tight end. 6'4", 260, had like elite and everything. We went out and got him, and the rest is history. Marcus House, I will say, if there's a player from this offense that I'm going to remember, if there's a position that I am going to compare from here on out in college football 25, in Madden 25, Madden 26, Madden 27, Madden 28, every tight end that we draft for a main channel franchise is going to be compared to Marcus House. That is how goddamn good he is. And I was pretty close to getting a Marcus House jersey. I was pretty close. I'll tell you that right now. Then I saw how much it cost. And I said I could pay that, or I could not pay that. And I decided not to pay. But Marcus House, shout out. He's been an absolute monster. Obviously, you can't really take the sacks into account. Sorry, Paris Johnson got most of those years that we were scrambling a lot with Kyler Murray. Sorry for hurting your stats there a little bit. On the defensive side, our leading tackler of the series, 655 yards for Jalen Thompson. Jalen Collins over 500. I thought we'd have a lot more tackles for Owen Papo, to be completely honest with you, but he was our usual linebacker. Felt pretty good with it for the most part. Interceptions have been pretty good. I mean, not near the level that we had last year with the Carolina Panthers. Those were insane numbers. C.J. Henderson, the Horn Dog, Keith Taylor. What else did we have? There's someone else we had there in Carolina that got a lot of picks. Was it Dante Jackson? Might have been. But still pretty good interception numbers. 22 for Marco Wilson, 15 from the number 1 overall pick, Kenny Hodges. Williams had 8, 12 from Jalen Thompson, who's been a starter for a long time. Jalen Thompson actually goes up to an X factor here. But Kenny Hodges, not bad for a first overall pick. Hopped as a star dev. This was kind of the guy that I thought they said we had to go get, but has just grown and developed into an X factor, into one of the best corners in the NFL. Well, you saved the best for last. I mean, you look, we've had some decent... I mean, Kinlaw, year 1, we brought in Kinlaw, kind of a bust, wrote off by the 49ers. He made some plays for us. Zaven Collins, we weren't sure what his true position was going to be. We're like, are we going to make him a pass rusher? Are we going to make him a hybrid linebacker? Are we going to have him play fully as an off-ball linebacker? Ended up kind of settling on that as an off-ball linebacker, but he was a pass rusher for a time or two. Braylon Duval, what a pick, like a 3rd or 4th round pick out of Ohio State, turned into a superstar X factor. 29 TFLs, 21 sacks. Owen Papo, the heat-seeking missile. I guarantee most of these sacks came in the red zone when we just brought them. Brought the pain. Milton Williams, most of those sacks are with us. Had left Philadelphia, went to Seattle. That's how it happened. He went to Seattle on a 1-year deal, kind of popped off for Seattle, had 11 sacks. Then we brought him in, and he has been a beast. But as much as I'm going to remember Marcus House on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, it's B.J. Ojulari. What a monster. I'm very close to trying to tag him. I don't take myself seriously in terms of content, but I did think of everyone. Ojulari, I mean, he's kind of like I don't want to say a fringe roster player right now in real life for the Cardinals, but he's very much like a developmental player, and I thought he might think it would be pretty cool that, like, you are literally the best pass rusher in the NFL. 3 seasons, 201 tackles, 109 TFLs, 83 sacks. easily on a Hall of Fame pace. Really bummed out he got injured this year, finishing with 12-12. But I mean, look at what he's done. Year one as a rookie, 17 TFLs, 11.5 sacks. I wasn't using him. Well, that's kind of what made me think, maybe this guy is worth using. He's doing this in the off ball, not controlled by me. Maybe he earns it. So then in year two, I was like, all right, he's going to be my main user on the D-line. 32 TFLs, 23 sacks, breaking a record. And then, I mean, this will never be. I mean, I've seen it in the sim a handful of times. I've actually seen more. I think 38 sacks by Von Miller's the most I've seen. I've seen Von Miller. I've seen Aaron Donald. I've seen Myles Garrett get similar numbers. I've never seen a player, though, because obviously I used him, get those sacks and those TFLs. And the fact that 68 tackles, 48 TFLs, 36.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, never replicate. That is a God season. That is a once-in-a-lifetime, all-timer type year. I haven't put up a year like that. User-wise, in channel history, I remember I had, you got to go back a long, like Madden 15, whatever, my very first Eagles main franchise. Could be Madden 14, Madden 25, whatever year that would have been back then. I had Fletcher Cox have a year like that. Even then, I think it was like 32, which is maybe a little bit more impressive as a D tackle. But I've never had anything like that. So, I mean, what a journey this team has gone for. One of my favorite franchises. I mean, we never really had less memes this year. You know, even though we got Keith Taylor, we never really had a Keith Taylor moment. But, I mean, again, things like that need to organically happen. You're not going to force it. And luckily, I think the tail of the tape here with the Arizona Cardinals, it's just, what is the lasting memory outside of like the godly numbers that we put up, the win streak, which is, I think all those things, the numbers, the huge numbers, the win streak, trying to go 40-0. I think it's all just a reflection of how well we've drafted. I think that is ultimately what I think this Cardinals franchise is going to be remembered for from here on out in Madden, on my channel, as like, where does this put itself on the Wikipedia page of all my rebuilds, of all my main channel franchises. And I think you're going to say that this one, in Madden 24, our Arizona Cardinals, this is the year that we drafted better than we've ever drafted before. And that is saying something, considering that's something that I kind of do. It's kind of my job. If you say C4, what do you think that you do that stands out as man? I think I can draft as good as anybody. And when you have the best of the drafts that you've ever had, it's a special moment. And I'm glad that we're actually able to sit here and try to go on this John Hannah win streak, and drafting well is rewarding us with this. There's a reason to draft well because you can get these types of results. So it is now time to shift our focus to the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm going to be honest, we are unfazed. There is no pressure. We are not scared of Kenny Pickett. We are not scared of Najee Harris. We are not scared of whoever the hell they have. George Pickens, right? They don't have this isn't the updated roster. They don't got, I mean, I don't really know who the Pittsburgh Steelers would trade. They don't got Russell Wilson, but let's see. They got Kenny Pickett, who's playing like an 87 overall. All right, he's developed nicely. Najee Harris is a 98 X factor. They got George Pickens, 90. They got Nico Collins and Deontay Johnson. Okay. So 3 deep at wide receiver. Freiermuth is solid. You have Darnell Washington, the hyper weapon. Shout out if you remember that call out. O-line, you got Broderick Jones, 83 for Rudd. Ortiz, 76. James Daniels, 85. Falele, 73. So I'm telling you, right, that is the man. He's not even playing. It's going to be this guy. Colin Devan is going to be starting at right tackle, and his job is to block B.J. Ojolari. Good luck, son. They got Tillery, Osai, Hill. I mean, they got 2 good edge rushers. Other than that, I mean, that's a soft middle of the defense. They're going to be down. Jermaine Pratt's hurt. So it's Rashawn Evans and Brian Asamoah. I mean, if we don't let T.J. Watt take this game over, I'm not seeing a whole lot on the defensive side. They got Minka, 99 X Factor. Joey Porter Jr.'s 88. Isaiah Rodgers, 82. Got good speed. I mean, they got speed, and we like to win with speed on the outside. Budda Baker, hey, Budda Baker's hurt. My God, the injuries right now. That is brutal. We are fully healthy. Not a single injury. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're down Budda Baker, Isaiah Rodgers, Jermaine Pratt. They're down 4 starters. And obviously, a huge one there in Budda Baker. That was a huge moment in this franchise when we decided to trade him away. Do the right thing. Let him go to a contender. Damn. I can't worry too much about the injuries. You gotta play, man. And, we gotta figure out how we want to approach this matchup, because it's clearly Najee Harris, and they like to do the outside run. I'll trust the game plan there. Defensively, I think we counter the blitz. I love that call. I was going to lean that way anyways. But what we need to know is how do we want to end this series? All right? Do we want to go out 40-0, 2 straight undefeated seasons, go it on top? Do we want to do like the old wrestling trope? Whereas knowing that this is it, you go it on your back. You put over the new guy. You let the Steelers build something here. And they get a dub there. Braylon Duval, our X-Factor D-tackle, high ankle sprain in practice. God damn it! Give me a full-strength team. But, maybe that was going to be the knock coming here. Pittsburgh's full strength. Not a single injury. Oh, so we get to watch as we make Marcus House an official 99 on top of other players getting upgrades. But, now we have a little bit of adversity on our side. We are not full strength, so maybe that's going to hush the doubters just a little bit. But the time is now. Final game. 50 episodes later. Like 10 months worth of journey. Let's finish it. Okay. See what they got. Oh, they got no moves. And there's no way. Zero chance Kenny Pickett is striking any fear into Kyler Murray. They are shaking. They're getting ready. I'm glad that we're wearing the all blacks here. We're using the alternates. And I'm glad that their pants are yellow. Because that is representative of how much they're pissing down their legs, scared, terrified of the 39-0 defending Super Bowl champs. There we go. Oh, you gotta check it down to your little running back there. No chance. Papo, TFL on the opening drive. Pressure immediate from Ojulari. And I think the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers got a backup right tackle out there, they should just have Darnell Washington sit out there the whole game. Because it is going to be a long day. Let's go, baby. What a opening drive from the defense. Oh, that's how you start it. Oh, what a truck stick on. I think that was Minka Fitzpatrick. That is how you set the tone. Hammer or nail. We are the hammer. 2nd and 8, Kyler Murray needs to make a play. We got Marcus House on the inside. Tough grab, it brings it in. First down. Go look to Marcus House here on the play action as long as everyone holds up. That is late. That was late. All right, we got to go for this. 4th and inches. We're going to run away from TJ Watt. And we're going to be able to do just enough to keep the drive alive. Oh my God, we got Hamlin. Straight shot there. The big overtime winner a week ago. Get in. Let's go, Hamlin. Having a legend on this playoff run. Hell of a drive. Wants to run the football, right? Clearly, Najee Harris is a strength. We start, piling up here. They're going to have to abandon the run to throw the football to try to get back into it. So going up multiple scores early is going to completely derail the Pittsburgh Steelers game plan. And that is going to be great news for us. Oh, short throw, but able to complete the George Pickens. Oh, he just chucks a Hail Mary down there. There's no way. George Pickens has a great catch radius. Well, that ended up being almost triple coverage. That's where we want them to be. If Kenny Pickett's taking shots like that, Hail Mary's pretty much in the first quarter downfield, we are doing a hell of a job. And if it comes to that, where they have to win on the arm of Kenny Pickett, that is going to be all good news for the Arizona Cardinals. Back-to-back stops. Big run there. Able to move it right to midfield at the end of the first quarter. 3rd and 5 on the Steelers' 45. Kind of in that no man's land. Hamlin, another chance to make a big play for us here. We're going to bail at the backfield. And we're going to chuck it to Calvin Austin, who makes the grab. Let's go. What a play against his former team. I thought that was underthrown. Maybe the fact that was a linebacker, I don't remember the number. And that wasn't a DB. If that was a Minka Fitzpatrick or something like that. But look at that. TJ Watt in the face, throwing the run. Perfect spiral. I'm going to be honest. That's usually where you get the blind super linebacker PBU. But what a grab. Calvin Austin. All right, the Steelers clearly going to try to bend, don't break. We're just going to try to punch this one in. Stay with what we're good at. And honestly, with how our defense is played, probably 4-down territory here. Let's see what they got. Got it. Got it. Don't got it. What? Who's that? James Harrison come out of retirement? Jerry Tillery. 4th and goal on the 2. Gotta at least give my guys a chance here, man. Oh my God. No! Wasn't even covered. What a hit. Alright, I mean, hey, we gotta stop 98 yards. I like that call. I'd make that call again 10 times out of 10. Make them earn it. Honestly, I think they're scared shitless that they're going to take a safety, so they're going to play this one a little safe. They are double teaming Ojulari, which is a smart thing to do, but you know he wants that safety. You know he wants that safety. Get a little bit of breathing room on the dump pass to Pat Freiermuth, but it is now 3rd and 6, and we have to get off the field. We cannot let them get a long drive, let alone go on and have a 98-yard touchdown drive. No. No, there's no way they're going to give us roughing the passer on that. There's no way. Did Roger Goodell make a call down to the field and said, hey, make this game a little closer? There we go. It's only a matter of time. On 3rd down, Ojulari gets his first sack of the game. And we force another punt. Oh my God, same pretty much type of play. Out of the backfield. They're just not covering the flats, I guess. Go right back to Marcus House. Get that block. 38. Hell yeah. Yeah, right. If he had his X Factor enabled and he made a play like that, I'd go, all right. I shouldn't have been testing him. Come on. Well, we get a 3 and out. We'll use our timeouts. I mean, this doesn't feel like they haven't even gone over midfield, but we're only up 7-0. We should be up way more. Just take the points, man. It's been a rough close to this first half. Take the points. Go up 10-zip. Get the ball to start the second half. Regroup at halftime. There's 8 wind here, but we have a maxed out kicker. We get the slow kick bar. We get the full meter. It's going to be pretty damn hard, even with the wind, for me to miss. Which, I probably just jinxed it later on, but we'll take that right now. And that's why you get yourself a generational kicker. House. Of course, he's not going to drop it. He's getting pretty close to 100 yards receiving. Might be the front runner for MVP. 6 for 96. Oh, he almost caught it off the deflection. That would have been all time. Let's go, Roosevelt. Bonds, X Factor enabled, getting close to the century yard mark. What's that going to be, a holding? They might decline that. Tell you what, they decline, I think I'm going to go for it again. We get the dagger. We kick a field goal, it's still an open game. Touchdown here. Dagger. Dagger! real late. That's why you get a 99 X Factor. What a monster. This is what it's like IRL playing as Patrick Mahomes throwing at Travis Kelce. Look at that. Highsmith and his girl was a 90 rated pass rusher. I mean, no one got inside a house. Joey Porter Jr., you expect better. Go to Marcus House. Oh, he's running away from the defense. I think that's 9 catches, probably $130 for a House. And I mean, this could be it. I mean, I wish there was a little more drama, a little more excitement, but as soon as I saw Kenny Pickett, and you know what? We got James Conner against his old team here. Calvin Austin, James Conner. Go to him again. Come on, baby. James Conner against his former team. And it could be the dagger. Fullback dive for the win. And 6 before we just start stunting and run the score up here. A touchdown here would make me like, okay, maybe there's something there. But look, it's actually a hell of a pass. Oh my God. Former #1 overall pick. Former defensive rookie of the year. And now #1 locked down on an island corner in the NFL. Kenny Hodges, pick 6 in the Super Bowl. I'll just take another one. Thanks. I mean, let's be honest. We said it before. The NFC Championship game was the Super Bowl. Oh my God, that's how you do it. Exclamation point. Second pick for Kenny Hodges. And the defense. I'm going to stay aggressive just because it's the final. But luckily, the defense has played well enough. I think it's going to be a shutout. This is at 187 yards. It'd be pretty cool if we can get him 200. Pretty cool. Finish it off. Keep going. He's got to get close. He probably got it with that one. Do yourself. There we go. Domination. 40-0. Wrap this one up with a sack. Or our 4th pick of Kenny Pickett of the day. Bottom line needs to be a shutout. And he's... As Kenny Pickett of a final throw. Throws it into the front row of the crowd. And we have completed back-to-back undefeated seasons the only way you should. 38-0, one-sided ass-kicking. Let's go. That's it. 50 episodes. 2 undefeated seasons. I think I'll never do this again. This is never going to happen again. I'll never go... I mean, you never really had the opportunity. Usually after I win a Super Bowl, I stop the series. We go on to something else. Maybe we got something in the pipeline to pick up, something new to kind of close out the Madden 24 cycle. I don't know yet. But to appreciate what we have just accomplished, I'm getting retired right now. We're giving the MVP to Marcus House. You know, Kenny Hodges did get 2 picks and a pick 6. In the eyes of Madden, he'll probably get it. So we got Kyler Murray hoisting that Super Bowl trophy for the back-to-back season time. That's a new measurement of time. Back-to-back season of time. That was such a dominant performance, man, on both sides of the football. Look at the stats. Shutout. Kyler Murray, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and the pick, hell of a pick. Maybe play of the game does go to Minkah Fitzpatrick with that interception. 119 yards for Roosevelt Bonds. Connor and Kyler Murray both getting rushing touchdowns. Marcus out 12 catches, 214 yards, and a touchdown. Hamlin had a tutty as well. But that is my vote for Super Bowl MVP. On the defense side, Ojulari doing what Ojulari does best. 7 tackles, 3 TFLs, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs for Owen Popo, 2 picks, 1 pick 6 for Kenny Hodges. Delpit got the cheesy blind over-the-shoulder boulder holder interception. But that's how you finish the series off, folks. And that's going to do it, fellas. 50 episodes from August to mid-May. It has been a hell of a journey. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have, telling the story of the Madden 24 Arizona Cardinals What the future has for the channel? Well, we got 2 brand new games coming on. I don't know what our team's going to be. Actually, I'm going to be honest. I have an idea what team I want to be in Madden 25. But before we even think and start talking about Madden 25, it's college football season. College football, first and foremost. Have a couple discussions going on for what should be our dynasty team if we decide not to go with the team builder squad. But we still got a month or 2 left here of old games. So Honey Hunters, full force on Honey Hunters. Maybe we'll pick that up and get 2 episodes, take the place of this a little bit. I may explore some mod franchise stuff for Madden 24. Don't know yet. We obviously are going to have the 10-year rebuilds continuing. But, I mean, iconic team, man. Absolutely iconic team. It's awesome. 50 episodes. We accomplished a lot. We achieved a lot. We've set a new pace car for what it is in terms of success of a main channel Madden franchise. And again, thank you very much for hanging out, enjoying the stories, enjoying the fun. And until next time, it is your first time stopping by. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. Until next time, it's your boy C4. Say peace, I love you. Have a good one.